Hello, you're watching the English News Bulletin on QPVN channel. I'm Quyền, and now let me keep you up to date with the headlines. Party resolutions expected to contribute to national development in new era. Hue City and SALAVAN province of Laos strengthen cooperation in search for remains of Vietnamese martyrs. Alcohol in the hearts of overseas Vietnamese. On May the 18th in Hanoi, the Politburo and the Secretariat convened a national conference to thoroughly grasp and implement Resolution number 66, dated April the 30th, 2025, of the Politburo on reforming lawmaking and enforcement activities to meet national development requirements in the new era. A Resolution number 68, dated May the 4th, 2025, of the Politburo on developing the private sector in the national economy. The conference was held in both in-person and online forms across 37,000 locations, with the participation of over 1.5 million delegates. Party General Secretary To Lâm attended and delivered a speech at the event.
Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính delivered a keynote presentation on the core contents of Resolution number 68, dated May the 4th, 2025, regarding the development of the private sector and an action plan to implement this resolution. Resolution number 68 sets the goal that by 2030, the private sector will have become one of the most important driving forces of the national economy and serve as a pioneering force in science and technology development, innovation, and digital transformation. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính emphasized to successfully achieve the set socio-economic development goals, especially the two strategic centennial goals, we must renew our mindset, perception, and vision, take bold and decisive actions, and unlock all driving forces for national development. In particular, it is essential to strongly promote the role of the private sector, eliminate all biases and outdated thinking, and entrust the private sector with the responsibility and mission of contributing to the country's renewal, integration, and development in the new era. Meanwhile, National Assembly Chairman Trần Thanh Mẫn presented the main contents of Resolution number 66, dated April the 30th, 2025, on reforming lawmaking and enforcement activities to meet national development requirements in the new era, along with its implementation plan. Resolution number 66 sets the goal that by 2030, Vietnam will have a democratic, fair, synchronized, unified, transparent, and feasible legal system with a strict and consistent enforcement mechanism. This system will ensure a legal foundation for the regular, continuous, and smooth operation of agencies following the reorganization of the apparatus, remove practical obstacles, pave the way for development initiatives, and mobilize all citizens and businesses to participate in socio-economic development. By 2030, Vietnam aims to become a developing country with a modern industrial base and a high middle-income status. The party and state of Vietnam have set clear targets that include basically resolving legal bottlenecks by 2025, completing amendments and issuing new legal documents by 2027 to ensure a unified legal framework for the state apparatus operating under the three-level government model, and finalizing the legal system on investment and business by 2028. Aiming to place Vietnam's investment environment among the top 3 in ASEAN.
In his keynote address, Party General Secretary To Lâm stressed that the reforms underway are not only a developmental imperative, but also a call from the future of the country. These reforms focus on 4 strategic breakthroughs: Resolution number 57 on science, technology, and innovation, Resolution number 59 on proactive international integration, Resolution 68 on private sector development, and Resolution number 66 on comprehensive legal reform. Together, they form the 4 pillars for Vietnam's national takeoff.
The party's General Secretary urged the entire political system, party, people, and armed forces to unite, overcome all challenges, and translate aspirations into action to bring Vietnam into a new era of prosperity. These resolutions represent a new development mindset, shifting from management to service, protectionism to innovative competition, passive to proactive integration, and from fragmented to comprehensive and in-depth reform. Party General Secretary Do Lam outlined key priorities for the 2025-2030 period, finalizing a modern, synchronized legal system to drive development, making breakthroughs in science, technology, innovation, and digital transformation. We must genuinely develop the private sector into one of the key driving forces of the national economy by removing barriers in land, credit, technology, and markets, supporting small and medium enterprises and startups, and build a dynamic, flexible business ecosystem. He affirmed that the party Central Committee remains united and determined to lead the party, people, and armed forces in meeting and exceeding the targets set by the 13th National Party Congress, paving the way for a prosperous and happy future.
Recently, a special working delegation from Hue City held a meeting with the Special Working Committee of SALAVAN Province of Laos to discuss the search, collection, and repatriation of remains of Vietnamese volunteer soldiers and advisors who laid down their lives for Laos independence.
Hue City leaders expressed sincere gratitude for the strong support from SALAVAN authorities and local residents who have shared information, participated in search and assisted Team 192 of the Hue Military Command. Thanks to these efforts, many remains have been recovered, some identified by name and hometown. In the 2024-2025 dry season alone, 10 sets of remains were successfully repatriated. The delegation called for continued support from SALAVAN's grassroots level and communities in locating and verifying graves, providing accommodation, and supporting Team 192 to complete its mission.
Coming up next, exhibition Ordinary Yet Noble Examples opens. Alcohol in the hearts of overseas Vietnamese. On May the 18th in Hanoi, the Party Central Committee's Commission for Information, Education and Mass Mobilization, in coordination with the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism, directed the Ho Chi Minh Museum to launch the exhibition themed Ordinary Yet Noble Examples. This is one of the key political and cultural events marking the 135th birthday of President Ho Chi Minh and summarizing 10 years of implementing the Politburo's Directive No. 5 on promoting the study and following of Uncle's thought, morality, and lifestyle.
This year marks the 13th consecutive year of the exhibition has been held. It features more than 200 documents, articles, and artifacts, spotlighting 135 exemplary role models, including 71 collectives and 64 outstanding individuals selected from over 600 profiles nationwide. On display are also the book series Good People, Good Deeds, first published in 1968 under the direction of President Ho Chi Minh, and Ho Chi Minh badges personally awarded by him. These artifacts not only hold historical value, but also symbolize the trust, encouragement, and motivation that President Ho Chi Minh extended to every citizen contributing to society. The exhibition is open to the public at the Ho Chi Minh Museum from May the 18th through the end of August 2025.
Recently, at the Laos National Cultural Hall in Vientiane, the Vietnamese Embassy in Laos, in coordination with the Vietnam Cultural Center in Laos, the General Association of Vietnamese in Laos, and the Vietnamese Business Association in Laos, held a public art performance in celebration of the 135th birthday of President Ho Chi Minh.
Speaking at the event, Vietnamese ambassador to Laos Nguyễn Minh Tâm recalled the life and great revolutionary career of President Ho Chi Minh, a genius leader of the Vietnamese nation, an exemplary communist, and a UNESCO-recognized world cultural figure. The ambassador emphasized that, over the years, the staff of the Vietnamese representative agencies, Vietnamese enterprises, and the Vietnamese community in Laos have actively worked, studied, and contributed meaningfully to the cause of building and defending the socialist homeland of both Vietnam and Laos, nurturing the profound friendship that, as President Ho Chi Minh once expressed, is deeper than the waters of the Red River and the Mekong River.
Among the boundless love that President Ho Chi Minh had for the people, a significant part was always reserved for the overseas Vietnamese, those living and working far from the homeland. And for the overseas Vietnamese themselves, no matter where they be, they always remember their roots and hold deep affection and boundless respect for the beloved father of the nation. As the nation commemorates the 135th birth anniversary of President Ho Chi Minh this May, the following reportage shares the sincere emotions of overseas Vietnamese for the beloved father of the nation.
In Austria, in the cozy home of Dr. Bích Yến, a Vietnamese expat, there is always a dignified corner where a statue of Uncle Ho is placed. This space is not only a place to remember the beloved father of the nation, but also a way for her to preserve the Vietnamese soul amidst the fast-paced life abroad. It is a symbol of gratitude, a sacred bridge connecting the past with the present, linking the heart of the expatriate child to the beloved homeland. For Dr. Bích Yến, loving Uncle Ho is not just about loving the father of the nation. Loving Uncle Ho also means loving the homeland, especially during the Hùng King's Commemoration Day in March. It is from this deep love, this overwhelming nostalgia for her homeland, that Dr. Bích Yến initiated the Global Vietnamese National Day project. This project aims to honor the spiritual values of the Vietnamese people in areas such as culture, society, traditions, customs, cuisine, and especially the cultural and spiritual practices associated with the worship of the Hùng Kings. On the occasion of the 2015 National Patriotic Emulation Competition, we, a group of intellectuals, scientists, and overseas Vietnamese community leaders from 7 countries, founded the Global Vietnamese National Day project. Our goal is to spread Vietnamese culture worldwide, connect Vietnamese people globally, and unite friends who support Vietnam, creating a bridge of friendship between Vietnam and the world. Over the past 10 years, the Global Vietnamese National Day project team has collaborated with associations, overseas Vietnamese communities, domestic agencies, local governments, and international friends to successfully organize the placement of the Hùng King statue in more than 10 countries and territories around the world. Since the Global Hùng King's Commemoration Day in 2019 and following the teachings of President Ho Chi Minh, the Vietnamese Association of Udon Thani has held the Hùng King's Commemoration Day every year to offer reflects the community's heartfelt tribute to their roots, remembering and expressing gratitude for the contributions of the Hùng Kings and President Ho Chi Minh. We're always ready and committed to preparing the food offering the Hùng King's Commemoration Day in the best and most respectful way to honor the 18 Hùng Kings who built our country. Without the Hùng Kings, there would be no Vietnam. And without President Ho Chi Minh and the Communist Party, there would be no Vietnam as we know it today. Meanwhile, the Vietnamese community in the Czech Republic in particular and the Vietnamese community in Europe in general expressed their love for President Ho Chi Minh in a very unique way. As someone who has been away from home for many years, today singing along with my friends the song about President Ho Chi Minh, I feel very emotional. Although I don't sing well, I try my best to express my sincere feelings and to make the lyrics of the song truly meaningful about President Ho Chi Minh. I am a person who has been away from home for a long time, but today, standing in Prague Square, I feel deeply moved to sing about Uncle Ho, especially a song that bears his name. I've lived abroad for many years, over 2 decades. Singing a song about Uncle Ho with everyone, I feel a deep longing for home, for Vietnam, and I'm deeply moved. My feelings when standing in Prague and singing a song about Ho Chi Minh are truly moving. I hope that our Vietnam will develop in the direction he set for us.
And that's all for now. Remember, you can always watch your news again at qpvn.vn. Now, thank you for watching and hope to see you next time.